Hello and welcome to the Face of Pro-Life. Today I'm speaking with Fra Augustine from the Franciscanfriars and AirMaria in Griswold, Connecticut. Thank you for joining us today, Fra Augustine.
Thank you.
I know you've been really busy. Usually you're here with us at the Face of Pro-Life, but for the last few years you've been off to wonderful places. Tell us a little bit about the ministry that you've been helping out to spread around the country.
Okay, I've been involved in, and we're sort of calling it the AirMaria Catholic Radio Network, for want of a better name. But it's a group of radio stations which the friars own and operate. And we've been acquiring these licenses since the window opened in 2007 for the FCC. They opened the window of opportunity to apply for this. I think you were the one that told us about that all those years ago. So out of that window for applying for the licenses, at the moment we've got 3 stations on the air.
So how did you do that? I mean, what was the process for applying for the licenses?
The licenses are free, granted by the FCC. You have to pay for legal fees for a lawyer to submit the application. You have to pay for engineering fees to have an engineering survey done to locate the station. And then you submit your application, and then it goes into a pool, and then the FCC put them all together, and they assess who eventually comes out the winner. And they have a point system for awarding, you know, whoever the winner is. And we had technically, the Catholic radio station did an incredible job with the technical aspect of each application, and had a very high success rate for the amount of licenses we applied for and how many we won.
So there's an association, and that was the Catholic Radio Association?
Yeah.
They helped different Catholic organizations apply for these licenses.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How many did the CRA, how many were they successful in?
I believe they submitted over 200 applications, and they had something like a 65 to 70% success rate. Extremely high.
That's really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
And how many did you guys apply for, and how many were you granted?
We applied for 6 stations, and we got granted 5 permits out of the 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So we
really
were
good.
very
Even better.
successful. Yeah, incredible. But like I said, the CRA was an incredible help to us, and of course the other thing that makes it possible for these radio stations is Mother Angelica, because she came with the idea of giving a free 24/7 Catholic radio feed via satellites. And any station can pick these the feeds up and then rebroadcast it for free. And without that, it's very difficult to get a radio station on the air.
Oh, sure. So you mean you have all the programming right then there, and you can fill in whatever you want.
Correct.
But you always have something available.
You've got a fallback, yeah.
Right.
So you can basically get your station on the air, and then as the station develops, as you start getting your studio built and getting people interested and lay people involved, and you can start producing your own programs and then basically start filling up your content with your own, So, yeah, it's really good, yeah.
So where are your stations located?
Okay, so we've got 3 on the air at the moment. The first one on the air was in Maine, New York, which is just near Binghamton. And we've been on the air there for about 18 months. Very small station, only 20,000 people within the city-grade broadcast area, so it's very small. But it's the city of license is in Owego, New York, and it's 91.9 FM. So been on the air for 18 months there. New Bedford was the second one on the air, and that's 88.5 FM. In Bayview is the city of license, but it really covers the city of New Bedford.
And that's in Massachusetts?
Yeah. And they went on the air maybe 6 months after the New York station, so they've been on there for about a year now. And then our latest station, which we just got on the air in officially was August the 10th, was the date we were granted the license. We were testing before then, and we had a less strength signal, for a couple of weeks before that while we were testing. But that one is in Bloomington, Indiana. Yeah.
Now you have a friary out there as well.
Yes.
Right.
And this was a really, really nice radio station because they were able to locate the antenna on the property of the friary, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So they recently acquired an 88-acre block of land, and it was on the highest point on the hill, which has had a direct shot right into Bloomington.
Oh, wow.
And so we're able to, it's only on a 40-foot, 8-inch diameter steel pole, and a 40-foot's nothing, as far as radio tower is
Right.
concerned, but it gets a good signal into Bloomington, which is really
It's
good.
a big college town.
Big college town, 70,000 students, I believe.
Yeah,
Big,
yeah.
huge. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and they're broadcasting then a lot of the EWTN.
Yes, they have started to produce their own content already. Father Elias and Father Joachim out there are very gung-ho about the radio, and they produced an Immaculate Conception novena. So it was 9 half-an-hour shows, praying a litany and then some special prayers for the Immaculate Conception. They had a family that did all the singing. They did the Litany of Loretto in Latin,
wow.
and then English, and they rotated. But it was a very, very well produced litany, novena. And they just recently finished the Christmas novena, which they produced as well. So as the studio's not built there yet, they basically, recorded it in the church and other various places just with handheld audio recorders. But it came out incredibly good.
So a lot of the new technology is much better at being able to put some of this stuff
They've got
to air
these
quality.
You've got these little recorders. They're called a Zoom H4 audio recorder, and it's only a small, handheld recorder, and it's a studio quality,
Wow.
high quality recorder and microphones, combined unit. You can pick them up on Amazon for $300. Incredible, yeah, it really is.
I mean, the Catholic radio is really, really, really blooming, and I know we have 2 stations. One is in Worcester that kind of just started a few months ago, and then we had another one coming out of Natick, Massachusetts, which has been on the air for a year now. And I tell you what, the quality of shows, it's really amazing. It's so peaceful. It's so awesome to listen to. You get the Mass in the morning. You get,
And
the
again at
Angelus.
midday.
You get, they do the Divine Mercy at 3. At least on one of the stations, and then the programming is so great. We get some of the stuff out of Ann Arbor,
That's right. Yeah, Ave Maria Radio.
Ave Maria Radio.
That's right.
And so they mix it up a little bit. It's not all EWTN. Some of it's Ave Maria, and it's really a blessing to have. It really is.
Yeah.
It's so nice to have a radio station that's not crazy on the air. So you're really bringing something amazing to the people.
The other interesting thing about the station in Indiana is that it's a very pro-life station. They call the station, the call letters are WOMB, W-O-M-B, And when I first heard it, I thought, it didn't sound right. But they came up with this bumper sticker, a logo for it. I'll see if I can get it on the camera.
Or not. Oh, we lost it. So what does the WOMB stand for?
With Our Mother Blessed. And as you can see, in the O we have the fetus in the womb, and then of course we have Our Lady of Guadalupe in the B. Yeah, and it's a beautiful, beautiful bumper sticker that, and the station. Oh. Sorry. And the station is very pro-life, of course, and for years they've been praying. I think they've been going down to the abortion clinic in Bloomington for the last 10 years, every Thursday at 9 a.m. and praying the Rosary. So something really exciting we're starting to do now is broadcast the Rosary live from in front of the abortion clinic, and we use this incredible technology, which allows you to do it just using an iPhone as a transmitter. And it links up to a piece of hardware at the transmitter site via the internet, and it gives a high-quality 15 kilohertz audio stream, but it's virtually a studio-quality audio stream.
So they do it every Thursday morning from the abortion clinic. That's really amazing.
So we've got a video, and we can show them the video now, and it's just some still shots of them praying at the clinic and setting up, and then we've also got the audio recording that was broadcast over the station. So we'll play that if you want to.
That would be really nice to see.
Yeah, it's really interesting. The first part I'll just explain what's going on, and then...
for those who promote adoption,
Okay, so this is the front of the abortion clinic.
For national and local pro-life
Abortion clinic's
groups.
just up there on the left, up the side onto
Is
the
that
left.
For unity in the pro-life movement.
So this is, can't see, this is Andre, and Andre's
For
setting
courage
up
and
the,
perseverance
the
in
mobile
pro-life
studio
work.
for the broadcast. So he's got a couple of wireless microphones there.
For those who suffer
piecing together. So
ridicule
he's
and
helping Father
rejection
Joachim.
for their
That's his
stand
other
for
brother,
life.
Isaac. He's helping Father Joachim with the
For
microphone.
those
Getting
imprisoned
it
for
set up.
defending
And
life.
that's right in front of the abortion clinic there.
For
So
those
here's
who
Andre
have been
again,
injured and
plugging the
mistreated for
equipment
defending
together.
life.
So it really isn't a lot of like big,
legal
large equipment.
No, it's
you don't
very
have
good.
like a
It's
big
portable.
satellite
Correct.
Courts and
That's the
judges.
incredible
van
thing
or
about
anything.
it. So this is Isaac's
Or
mother,
police
and
officers.
Andre's mother as well, Monica, and she's setting up the stands
Or
at the front.
educators.
So where they are standing there, they're actually facing towards
Or
the clinic
media
there,
Sure.
you can see.
professionals.
And there's Andre again messing around with the microphone,
And
checking the
thanksgiving for
settings
the
on it.
babies saved from
Every week
abortion.
we have something technically wrong going.
Of course.
Because the devil hates this. I mean, he's doing everything he can to stop this. It's great. So there he is in the car, and basically all the car he's got set up on the front seat. He's got all the electronics set up on the front seat. And unfortunately, I didn't get a picture of the actual iPhone, but I blurred it when I took the shot. So that's just getting ready to start there. That's Monica and her children. So there they are standing there. You can see there's Father there on the right side, and they're starting to pray the rosary. And so there's the group of them. Now I think they can hear the audio as well, but I thought we could hear the audio, but we can't. But,
Now, is this something that people have heard about and started participating? Have you gotten growing participation?
We've been advertising the fact that we're doing this, and people have been coming. And Monica was at the clinic one day, and she said a gentleman came up on the. She was just praying the rosary there, and a gentleman came up and riding on a bicycle, and he said to her, "Hey," he said, "you should listen to that Catholic radio station. They pray the rosary, you know." And she was very edified by that. So the message is getting out there. Yeah. So this is Father Joachim giving the final blessing at the end of the
So the music stands, apparently they sing and stuff too?
Yes, they do. Last week they sang Christmas carols. So it was great.
We want to thank you so much for praying with us today on WOOM FM
So this is in the car?
89.9
Yeah.
WOMB. We hope to be broadcasting live here on most Thursday mornings so that you can participate and pray with us, and so that we can keep this issue, the killing of the unborn in our community, up front and center. So we ask for your prayers for this special endeavor. I'd also like to thank all the faithful prayer partners here today, and especially the Franciscanfriars of the Immaculate, for their support and prayers. May our Mother blessed, the Mother of the Author of Life, grant you many graces this day and be with you always. Ave Maria.
That's really amazing. The technology, all the things that you can do.
It's incredible. Total cost to get the everything set up, maybe $2,500. A mobile studio. It's incredible, and that's includes a microphone compressor which brings up the lower sounds and squashes the louder sounds, so it sounds more compact, and you don't have to worry about levels so much. It's got the wireless microphone kit. You've got the iPhone using it as a transmitter. It's an incredible setup. And
now, is this something that also projects at the site? So it's almost like a megaphone?
No. I mean, Andre listens to the car radio in the car, and so he's monitoring how what it's sounding like by listening to it in the car. But we're not doing it at the site, because then you get problems with feedback with the microphones and everything. So
because I know we've had problems with our bishop in Worcester, like trying to get a good sound system, because he leads the rosary on Pleasant Street and blasts Planned Parenthood with our prayers.
So that would be good.
Yeah.
But
they need a new sound system. But they could also do that on the Worcester radio station.
I'm hoping, in fact, the woman that helped us, we went to the I took a couple of other people from the radio station we went to the EWTN Catholic Radio Association Catholic Radio Conference. So we went to in Birmingham, Alabama this year. And the company that supplied us with this equipment is called Tie-Line. And the woman there, Mary Ann, she was very keen. When I told her about the idea about broadcasting the Rosary from the plane, she was really enthusiastic about the idea. So what she's trying to, we're really the first one that are doing this. So she's really helping us to try and get this set up. And then she wants us to try and promote that to other radio stations and get other radio stations, because it's so powerful. Broadcasting it over the radio, it's so funny because we're using the weapon that the devil uses.
Right. The media. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's great. And Pope John Paul II was encouraging us to do that.
Yeah. And the radio station in Bloomington is a beautiful station. It's got a very, very strong signal, and like I mentioned, the antenna is pointing directly at Bloomington. The friary is probably, maybe as the crow flies, 5 miles out of Bloomington, and it's pointed directly at Bloomington. There's 125,000 people living in the city-grade contour, so it's a reasonably, big station. But the fact that it's pointing at that college,
university, that's big.
Yeah, and we're trying to get there's a pro-life group at the university as well, and we're trying to get them involved with this.
Oh, absolutely, that'd be great
as well. Yeah, so it's going to be great.
And you should probably tap into some of the people who are into the media, as their majors. So if you can't give them some, good experience and use them. So you've got those. The Massachusetts one, the New York one, the Indiana. Where are the other two that you're going to?
The other two, we got a construction permit for Stockbridge, Massachusetts. It's a very small station. We're still working on that station. Don't know what's going to happen with that. The permit expires next year. So I don't know what's going to happen.
So you have to have it up and running before the permit expires?
Once the permit expires, it's gone. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The other one we've got is in, we basically helped a friend of ours apply for the one in Illinois. It's just outside of Marytown in Illinois. And there's one of the public radio, that was the NPR, National Public Radio Stations, that has been protesting against them being granted the permit, and it's still in court, and they just keep on. Every time they lose, they appeal. They've lost about 4 times because they've got millions of bucks and they want to stop Catholic radio from getting on the air.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a
million of our dollars.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah. Anyway, and it's really weird situation because legally. It's finished. The FCC awarded the permit to BVM Helping Hands was the name of the incorporation, and yet they still are able to appeal against the decision, and it's insane. Anyway, we will eventually be cleared and get the permit, but get the station. But it's just they're holding us up, and every time they appeal,
NPR too. I mean,
and every time they appeal, then we have to,
pay.
Yeah, we have to fork out the legal fees to, so anyway.
That's probably the whole gist of it.
I'm guessing they're hoping that they might wear us down and we run out of money and can't afford to, appeal to defend ourselves. But anyway, so they're the stations we're looking at the moment. So it's very exciting, 2 years ago, the Franciscan of the Immaculate had no radio stations in the United States. Now we've got 3.
No, you have your powerful website, but not, nothing like this. Yeah. This is really amazing.
It is, and it's an incredible tool, the radio stations, and EWTN. There's so many stories about conversions that have come from people listening to the radio stations, and it's an incredibly powerful tool, and it's a great evangelization tool. And EWTN is just so good for allowing us. Or Mother Angelica came up with this idea. She had great foresight.
Right.
I think the statistics were in 1996 there was about 6 Catholic radio stations in the United States. Now they're up over 170.
Wow.
And that was just because Mother Angelica offered this feed. The Catholic Radio Association got involved, and it's just blossomed from there. Still got a long way to go. You know,
Sure.
the Protestants have got thousands of them, but we're getting there. We're in the game now. So.
But it's amazing, just even in Massachusetts. I mean, like I said, we have two to
Yep.
choose from, and New Bedford has one. Hopefully
Yep.
Stockbridge will get one.
Yep.
And I know they're working on one in Fitchburg,
Yep.
which isn't too far from me.
They could be on the air in 3 months in Fitchburg.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that just is really amazing because, like I said, that I've talked to different people, you know, and it's like, oh, have you heard the radio station? Oh, yeah, I've heard it. Oh, I really love it. I love
Yeah.
listening to so-and-so. And, you know, it's really added a lot, you know, to my commute
Yeah.
and taking my kids back and forth to school and stuff.
Edo ETN has a printout of all the Catholic radio stations in the United States, and it's so as you're driving around, you can you can just
I gotta
pick
get
the
that.
station. Yeah, I haven't got that printout, but recently we were driving through Massachusetts and we came through Worcester, and I picked up the station there. So it was great to hear another Catholic radio station on the
Yeah.
air, you know, and they were just got on recently, I believe, as well. So
Yeah, the Worcester one did.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
recently. Yeah, it's great too because they don't have the exact same programming as the Natick one. So if you get Mass in the morning, you don't have to listen to Mass in the evening. You can catch whatever they're playing
Yeah.
on the other
Yeah.
station.
It'd, eventually be great to get our own content. Of course, our charism is to provoke devotion to our Blessed Mother, or bring all souls to Christ through Mary. So when we start to get our own content and get the message of Our Lady and the co-redemption, and it's an incredible tool. So yeah.
And people might people have seen us a lot would know this, but people who might not have seen us very often would know that the friars are in the media business because of St. Maximilian Kolbe.
Absolutely, yes.
And tell us just a little bit about him.
St. Maximilian wanted to use every licit means to bring devotion to Our Lady, and he already during the war,
World War II.
World War II, had the largest printing press in Europe. Actually, I think it was in the world, at a friary in Neopogolanov, and he was printing out millions and millions of issues of the daily newspaper, and it had an incredible operation. I mean, he was a mastermind with organisation skills, but he already had plans for radio stations, for television stations. You know, he wanted to build an airport at the friary so they could fly the newspaper.
Wow.
You know, he had incredible. Unfortunately, Hitler put an end to all that in the end, but of course he wouldn't have a martyr if he didn't. So,
That's right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
People don't know the story about him, he offered his life in the concentration camp at Auschwitz. He gave his life for another prisoner who had been condemned to death, and he offered his in exchange for his life. So it was an incredible act of love. So our order is founded on his spirituality, charism, and so that's what we try and do. We use the mass media to bring all souls to Christ through Mary.
So you help. You're huge in producing Face of Pro-Life. You've got their AirMaria .com blog.
AirMaria.com website is big website. We've got thousands of videos on YouTube, and of course on the website itself. And we've been, it must be over 3 years now we've been producing for AirMaria. And of course the radio station network is part of.
Fits right in.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to show the website as well for our radio station. Because I'm pretty proud of it. We're very pro-life, and we like to
So,
show
and
that.
this is includes all of the radio stations that you have up and running right now, or is it just one radio station?
The website?
Yeah.
Oh, this is just the WOMB website.
So this is the Indiana one.
Now look, I have to log into this thing now. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was going to go to sleep on me. Okay. So that's our website. And I'll wait till they get it up. And you can see here, so there's our bumper sticker on there. But see, we're 100% pro-life. No contraception,
exceptions.
no abortion, no euthanasia, no exceptions. So we're very proud about being pro-life. So.
And is it just www.
This one is called wombradio.com. So
okay,
it's,
so
yeah.
www.wombradio.com.
Yeah.
And if you want to
Yeah.
see more about that radio station. Now,
Yeah.
do you ever put the pictures up, the video that we saw? Or?
I haven't. I'm the webmaster as well, and I haven't got to that yet. So I haven't got a tab on there for the praying at the clinic yet. But
you will.
we're really we're really in the we're still having technical difficulties. Actually, every week something goes wrong.
Yeah.
This week, the woman that's helping us getting it on the air, she's sending her 4G Wi-Fi hotspot to us.
Wow.
We had been using a 3G and there have been troubles with it dropping out. So she's sending a 4G hotspot. So hopefully this week we can get an uninterrupted broadcast for the whole time. Yeah, but it's
Live
really
and learn.
it's a challenge. I mean, it's always a challenge. But you know, we're using cutting edge technology.
Yeah,
you know,
obviously.
So, yeah.
Any other time you see the radio station out there, they've got the huge, humongous
I know.
satellites. And you're thinking,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's a huge production. Nobody
Yeah.
would even know that you were really broadcasting on the radio.
That's one of the and she actually suggested that we keep it that way.
Yeah.
You know, because but anyway, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can have this kind of, maybe this idea spread by the next 40 Days for Life campaign, which will be like in Lent.
Yes, interestingly enough, Mary Ann, who supplied us with the
Sure.
equipment, she's also supplying Guadalupe Radio Network with the same equipment, and they're going to take it to the March for Life, and they're going to do some live broadcasts from over their radio station network from the March for Life.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really amazing.
So
That would be
I was
fun.
thinking I might take my iPad down there, and because we got the same
Yours?
capability. Okay, not mine. Okay. But I got given an iPad to use as a Christmas present, so yeah. But I might take that down to DC if we go again, and we can do the same thing there, broadcast live as well.
That's amazing. You
Yeah.
probably follow around some of the kids from Indiana.
There's plenty there.
I know,
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
That'd be really,
Yeah.
really neat thing for them
Yeah.
to do, because nobody else follows anybody
Yeah.
at the March for Life.
But you know, it's just limited. Just come up with the ideas. You can do anything with
Right.
this stuff. You know, just got to come up with the ideas and then do it. So. Yeah.
So, are there ever going to be any Catholic radio stations in Connecticut?
Yes, we hope so. We're working on trying to get a station on the air in Connecticut. It's at the infancy stage at the moment. You know, but we'll keep our listeners posted on that. So hopefully.
Now, the programming itself is free from EWTN, but how much does it really cost to run a radio station with the free programming?
There's very little cost. I mean, most of the stations we're running they're really called a micro FM station. They're very small. The station in Indiana is got an output of 4,000 watts. It's the transmitter consumes about 2,500 watts of energy, so it costs you about 25 cents an hour to run the station, which is not a lot. You have to pay for a telephone, you have to pay for internet connection, DSL, but apart from that, there's very little other.
Really?
So they're very inexpensive. The station in New York is even. I mean, there's 350 watt station, so that one costs us just a couple $100 a month to run, and that includes the rent for the land, for the antenna, for the tower and everything. So they're very cheap to run. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for all the work that you're doing to spread the truth all
Thanks
around the
be
country.
to God. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope that you'll have a Catholic radio station near you someday soon, because they really are a blessing to have in your life. And when you look in the mirror the next time, we hope you realize yours too is the face of pro-life. Join us again next time.